Romina's here.
Okay.
I just told her that you wanted to talk, not about anything.
Sure. Inez, thank you for facilitating this. I'm almost embarrassed of myself to even broach this with you. So thank you for taking time out of your week to come by.
If I tell you something and you think that it is going to spread beyond you, please tell me that. And I'll just try to say, maybe if you tell people how you know something, make something else up. You're coming to me because the Lord Wikander has gone missing, right? You may not have lost favor with House Halevar. He's been missing. The family, the Photarch came by, the Stahlkeep, came by the Einfasen estate. It's chaos. They're pretty upset that their scion has gone missing the same day that the Royce family decided to return to Ferry. There was an arrest in Riesengirdle of the forces of House Royce, Davinos, Elbrendi, several of the Royce vassal houses. They were arrested at the behest of House Teconis. They said that there was a traitor in their midst, and my lord's uncle, the Lord Herondis' uncle, Lord Otto, the head of House Einfasen, has been trying to work out a follow-up on where that information has come from, and it's been a few days. There's already been a pigeon back from Riesengirdle, and there's but within all of it, there was a visit that was paid to the Stahlkeep, which was from the young Lord Ethrend Jaconis, who was apologizing because Lord Primus, who had been in residence at Obermus Manor, had to leave the city suddenly and won't be back for several days in the midst of all of these. There's incredible urgency from one of the heads of the Sundered Houses, and the response has been effectively a polite way of saying we don't know where our head of house is, which is staggering. I don't know that Lord Herondis frankly believes that. I don't know where the Lord Wikander has gone, but I know that he was the loudest voice within the Halevar family for the arts. I believe that the Halevar family was gathering financial resources together to be able to acquire a tremendous amount of mercenary contracts. The relations between the Halevars and the Einfasen are quite positive. From my reading, when the Photarch, I only overhear bits and pieces. I never stay in a room long enough to hear the full context of a conversation, but I know that the Photarch was upset with Lord Einfasen in a way that, to me, registered as honesty, if that makes sense. I've worked around nobles for 7 years. When it's all smiles, that's when I stay out of the way. The rumor that I've heard going around from staff everywhere is that the Lord Wikander was a deeply kind and conscientious man, that he treated his staff and servants with kindness, that some of the other Halevar cousins don't exactly follow the rules of their faith very diligently, and that is not what I've heard of the Lord Wikander. A lot of nobles have gone missing in a very short amount of time. The Lady Aranessa Royce appears to have returned to Ferry, and I just heard the Photarch mention the doors to Ferry opening, and there was an aside she made to the Lord Herondis about her grandson and what the Teconis might know. The card tables are all full. You see there is one 4-person card table. There's one 4-person card table that's right sort of in the back. Kind of staggering amount of money has been put out on that table. There's like a lot of coin riding on that table. There is what looks like a sort of dashing, either a human merchant or aristocrat or something like that. To his left, there is this hulking kind of bruisers, a thick biceps, thick forms, looks to be human as well, sort of like leather vest. He's got a broadsword at his side. Around the table from him, there is a gnomish smuggler who, Osna, you would actually recognize as Pimley Morn.
Pimley Morn?
Pimley Morn, who appears to be putting up some pretty serious lucre. He's got a big stack behind him. And then across from the big human bruiser, there is an orcish woman who looks to have a spellbook at her side, looks to be a traveling wizard. This human aristocrat is sort of speaking very openly to the bruiser. You see the bruiser's got like salt and pepper beard, a sort of shock of like salt and pepper hair, and a big scar that runs over an eye deep down into his cheek. You see that the aristocrat talking to the bruiser goes like, and of course, I mean, you know, in the marketplace, something like this occurring, you have magic being cast openly, you're trying to sell your wares, and someone is reading your mind or otherwise enchanting you. It's really untenable. I think that the Chamber of Lords Advisory is completely within their right to outlaw magic in the marketplace. Yeah, let the law do what it's gonna do, you know? It's like it's the rules. So you gotta follow them. Let's play cards, guys. What do you say, huh? You get there because you got a winning hand, don't you? And you see that the gnome looks at him, and you see that the big bruiser goes, yeah, a little bit eager to get back to play. All right, I fold, and puts his cards in, and you see the gnome goes, fuck! God!
I'm just going to see. I'm going to sort of lean back, take the room in a little bit more, and I'm going to cast Control Flames. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to, whatever source of light is more central in the room, I'm going to change the color of it to blue, the same blue that we saw.
Lovely.
And I just want to see if anyone reacts to that.
Pimley Morn looks at it with a look of recognition.
I'm just going to kind of like look at Pimley, see if look at him long enough to see if he makes eye contact with me eventually. Papers.
You look up. Pimley does actually look up and make eye contact with you at a certain point and kind of freezes there for a second, looking at you.
I'm going to get up and go to the loo.
Lovely. You go to the loo.
Mm-hmm. And as I walk by, I'm going to just run my nail across my teeth, and I'm going to cast a message to Pimley. Mm-hmm. Meet me in the bathroom.
Right, well, it looks like I busted anyway, just won the fucking ante, so I'm gonna go piss. You see that the bruiser looks at him and goes, we already dealt the cards, mate. Here are your cards. And you see he says, whatever, just put him back in the deck. Bruiser goes, it's not how it works. And you see that Pimley looks up at him and goes, all right, hey, anyone want to play my hand? You go and sit at the table as Pimley gets up and moves to the bathroom. Pleasure, welcome to the table. Thank you for playing Mr. Morn's hand for him. The seat is yours for as long as you'd like it, given that he rudely excused himself from our game.
You brick wall of a man. What is your name?
Oh, la la, you flirt that hard, you're going to get in trouble. Gus.
Gus, pleasure.
We're going to move to the bathroom.
I am going to kind of like position myself to where I'm going to be kind of up against the wall so that when the door swings open, I'm a little bit hidden.
Cool. Oh, hi. Murray.
Shut the door and lock it.
You go to lock the door and he's about to cast a spell.
Doesn't necessarily mean aggressive spell, but it could.
Hold person. Oh. Now why are you trying to leave so soon? That's rude. Look, I just want to talk. I know we've had our times in the past. It's been a while. Mm-hmm. But I honestly just want to talk. I don't have any beef with you. Where's Diminus?
What the fuck is the matter with you? The kid is gone. I don't have him anymore.
If I let you go, if I drop this, will you promise not to fucking leave?
Drop the spell. Drop the spell.
You fucking promise.
I fucking promise. What do you want me to do?
Drop the spell. Why were you trying to run?
You could lock the fucking door.
Yeah, I just wanted a little bit of privacy.
Okay, look. I've been doing some work with the fucking, He looks over and goes, I've been supplying some stuff for Tan Von Nendash over at the Toad Stuffer. It's an apothecary. It's not a licensed apothecary, but they do some apothecary work. And the kid comes in there a lot for, he's got the fucking iris thing, the irisant, the middle part of his eye is see-through, right? So the kid gets crazy fucking migraines, and especially if he's doing a lot of magic. So he comes in there, he gets some eye drops for the migraines. He showed up around 1 a.m. asking...
After the cleanup.
Yeah, after the cleanup.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Showed up around 1 a.m. Looked fucking, terrified. And he was exhausted. I'd been casting spells all night. And he said, I need your help get me out of the city. I'll give you any amount of money. And I told him there was a misunderstanding. I said he had to pay up front. He said he couldn't pay up front. I said, all right, we'll figure something out. I don't stay in my line of work for just any old fucking reason. The kid had borrowed money from the Crow Keepers, all right? So I knew that he had that loan to them. I took him over to Zagi, who, I'm not fucking proud of it, all right? But I had
You left him out to dry. Did you fucking turn him over to the Crow Keepers? Is that what you did?
I wasn't going to turn him over to the Taconis. They just got a bet. They just had their fucking guild master assassinated in broad daylight. So, they're on the back foot. They're looking for a win, okay? And they're going to try to find friends where they can. And if they know they can count on me, that's for the best. I heard Taconis, and I said, I got to get this kid off my hands like a fucking hot potato. And I did. You're a god!
Oh, bless you. Sadly, at the moment, that is to be seen.
Delightful. What's your trade?
Antiquities, actually.
Antiquities? Fascinating. That's a very fascinating trade. Do you work in a private shop or with a collection?
Mostly with a collection, although I'm sort of in between collections at the moment. Things are a bit topsy-turvy, times being what they are. You are also a fascinating character.
Who, me?
Yes, did you come in with Miss Despin, or are you...
No, I've only just met. I came in here to play some cards. Travelling through Temelow here for a short time.
Oh, what for, if you don't mind me asking? Reasonable if it's, none of my business.
Travelling for some business with the Revolutionary Council, just in town for a short time.
No?
Yeah.
Oh, my.
But a former soldier, but now I've gotten myself involved in politics.
So you've decided that it's time to get your hands dirty.
Well, I think that Gus is bluffing. He seems a shady character to me. You see that Gus goes, excuse you?
Well, now I'm afraid I must fold.
He says, terrible. Hate when a lady breaks your heart. And he puts his hands out and draws all the gold into himself.
But I've had time to take in the room, and I see Azuni at the table.
Yeah.
And I catch Bolaire deciding to be at a gambling table tonight, and he's seated with
Motley Crue.
Yeah. I just recommended this place. There's a guy named Gus. It couldn't be. And I sit down at the table.
Well, I think I may have to take my leave. I was only supposed to be here for a hand or two while you're... friend? I'm not even going to assume.
You see that Drossman says, where is Mr. Moore? And you see that Gus just goes, he's run off and left quite a stack of gold on the table to do so.
I think that belongs to all of you. I'll take my leave. Drespin, it's been something. My lady, I hope your luck does change. And Gus, was it?
That's right.
I hope that politics do not stain your character.
Amen. That's a worthy prayer, my friend. You two guys, as you're about to head out from your table, presumably, you guys see, walking through the door, an extremely put-upon hound you recognize earlier as Martin. Walks in looking around, and walks into the back room, right past your guys' table. As he does, he goes, oh, Mr. Fang. Hello.
I see you've taken me up on my suggestion. Welcome to the 7 Stars.
Yes, thank you. I wasn't planning on coming here tonight, but that's fine. And you see that he says, excuse me, walks into the gambling area and goes, Your Majesty, your presence is required back at the estate with your sister, the Duchess, and the Prince, your nephew. If you'd be so kind, we should be on our way. Thank you, Your Majesty. And you see that Gus stands up as Druspin goes, What the devil is the meaning of this, Your Majesty? And you see that Gus says, Most pliant, and just shovels the gold into a bag. Gus turns and says, Hallandale Fang, is that right?
Augustus, King Augustus.
As in the flesh, that's correct.
Come from Pimley.
Yes.
Well, that is the great thing about Dol Makyar, sir. We get the most fascinating guests in all the world within our walls. Most of them make a run for the finer neighborhoods. The smart ones spend some time with us common folk.
He puts a hand out.
I'll take it.
He shakes your hand. It's a pleasure, Mr. Fang. I appreciate the recommendation. The finer neighborhoods are filled with some of the most gifted and studied liars in the world. And it's nice to come to a place with a little bit more honesty.
Well, come see us at the theater in a week. We'll try to deal you some truth.
Taking big swigs from the bottle of wine, like stress drinking.
I walk up and take it from you. Belt back. So much happened in the last hour.
That was so much.
Very near the guard tower. The guard tower always has a crowkeeper present at it. The main thing I think you know on that high investigation roll is that Temelow works a corner that like 2 blocks up sees the guard tower. So you're within sight of the guard tower, and Temelow has her eyes on the front door of that tavern basically all day. Professor Magnuson.
Temelow.
It's an honor to see you. What brings you to Caravan Hill?
Oh, you know, fateful farmer's night. It was, I don't know, I'm feeling a little frosty. Was hoping maybe you could give me a little reading.
Friends and family, but a single silver piece will see your future divined.
Oh, you really gotta start charging more, Temelow.
No.
You know you're worth more than that. I give her 2 silver pieces.
Your generosity knows no bounds.
You know what they say, birds of a feather must flock together. But I think this particular group of magpies might be looking to find the nest of any crows that might be nearby.
What my eyes have seen. And you see she touches her head, and the tiara with antlers, she adjusts it, and only the tiara moves and the antlers stay put. Crows have taken deep underground, where the water of the dragon of the world flows. I have seen them flying from their rook all day today. Worried and flustered they are more than usual, for a great treasure has come to them in a time where they lack leadership. There is dispute amongst their number about how to make good on this propitious occasion. Water flows down to these caverns. And if I were you, Mary Magnuson, I would follow the stench. For indeed they seek foul things for answers as to what they should do with their prize. They are looking for a way out. The crows meddle with something they do not fully understand. The treasure you seek will not stay long in their clutches, for crows are fickle birds, and they will go for what is shiny over what they know can cause them harm. You are running out of time. Please let Thimble know. We are waiting for her. The city is becoming more dangerous. Some of us have already gone missing. She gets up, collects her cards. Pleasure. The divining arts have drained me of some strength of spirit. I will retire to my carriage. Down through the shadows. You guys arrive seeing the water flowing over the cobblestones. There's a number of grates nearby. sort of under this massive foundation of a large stone building. So it's sort of like the huge buttresses of this larger civic building. Underneath it, these big wide grates the water is flowing down into. You look and see that of the grates, you hear that about 3 of them are making a loud, distant splashing. The other grate that you walk by, it continues to just sound like running brook. You don't hear a splashing. There's like a babbling as the water vanishes into the darkness on the other side of the grate. And this grate that appears to be solid has a hidden hinge behind the stone and opens up into the darkness of the base of the building. Instead of dropping into a major aqueduct to flow out to the lake, babbles because someone has come into the dark here and built into the side of the stone a staircase, a wooden staircase that has water rushing over it. To build something of wood here means it has to get rebuilt and rebuilt and rebuilt over and over and over again. And the water rushes down as steps proceed into the darkness. The steward, and eventually you get to places where you realize that where the stench is highest is not only where off run is coming from higher up in the city, but where it's also coming with enough time to fester and stink. So the main channels, the big giant aqueducts you actually have to avoid, and you have to find the smaller, weaker, older tunnels where things can kind of putrefy. And eventually, I think, Bolaire, you do actually find some crow feathers, and you find some ways to get where you're going. At the last possible second, Azune, you are going to see torchlight coming from around a corner where you'll have enough dim light to be able to at least find your footing for those of you that cannot see in the dark.
Okay.
And you hear a voice going, "Some other feathers."
I use a bonus action to very quietly make my sword, the glass, slowly crackle and appear. Fine rapier with just a bit of green phosphorescent glow in the center, like it's hitting a black light. Just the tiniest bit.
So I'm going to cast Tremor Sense on myself. Yeah. My perception of my visual and auditory senses absolutely failing me, and then so Murray is just going to get down on a knee and touch the ground and see if she can sense how many people up ahead we're dealing with. And it sounds like Dimitis is in there. I recognize the sound of that mouth breather anywhere. He's in there. But we might be able to backtrack and maybe get above them and at least be able to get eyes. If we can get in the corridor over top of them, maybe there's a vent or something that we can look down into. But we're talking, I don't know, 8, 10 people, 10 crow keepers.
Okay. And a monster?
And a monster.